Hey y'all, this is Judith of judithtomorrow.com, Judith Tomorrow Design, and today we're going to do an Equinox reading. So this reading or single card pull is about covering the time from now till maybe like the fall equinox. The spring equinox is, I believe, this Thursday. And I missed a few readings. I had a injury in my rotator cuff and was off the computer, so hi again. So this card is called Storytelling. And it's an interesting card for the particular time that we're going through. Many of us are being affected by the virus, quarantines and so forth. I am no exception. So I am at home. My daughter is taking her remote exams next door to me right now. It's affecting many other aspects of our life. So here we are, snuggled down in our homes. And an interesting, there's a really interesting example of this card. So storytelling is about two motions, two parallel motions. It is a motion suit. There's a little curly Q, if you can see that. And it's the number 7. 7 tends to have to do with separation. So it's two or more separate strands of motion or emotion, or what we also call story. So the interesting thing about stories is that they contain emotion. When we tell ourselves a story about our life, about somebody else's life, about what is going on in our worlds, these have emotional and motion content. So they move us forward. They process our feelings. They are our feelings. And they are embodied in activities and choices, beliefs, connections that we make, and so forth. So the card storytelling is about two or more parallel, separate, running alongside each other stories. In the world right now, and within each of us, we tend to have a number of stories happening at the same time. We have, story of ourselves when we're feeling at our best, for example, and the story that we tell ourselves when we're feeling at our worst, or anywhere in between. We can step into a different strand of our understanding, and these sometimes come together and sometimes move apart and so forth. Right now, there are many, many stories about security, for example, that are running through our society. So an example of this that was coming to me is, in addition to the run on toilet paper and the run on canned goods that is happening in stores, there are other places that are showing up this need to collect things together so that we feel safe and taken care of. One of the areas that, so for example, one of the areas that it showed up for me was my impulse, it was very me, of course, is to go, okay, I'm going to put in a garden. Now, I normally put in a garden, but I'm like putting in a serious garden, right? And that was already, gestating in me a little bit anyway. So I put my seed order in, and a little pop-up came up and said, because of current events right now, we are experiencing higher than usual demand for our product. And so our shipping is delayed about a week. Totally fine. Most of these seeds and plants and so forth aren't going to go in until it gets a little warmer anywhere. But I have my seeds. I'm getting my seeds. And putting a garden in place is a feeling of safety for me. It also is a very, in addition to the food safety, it is also an activity that is extremely grounding to me. And it also is something that I do at home. I can do it at home. My daughter can participate since she can't go, and she's a Taekwondo black belt. She can't go out and break boards and practice for her belt level, and she's going a little stir crazy. And I'm like, help me dig, right? So there's a lot of reasons that gardening is a very effective story to tell myself about how to take care of myself, how to take care of my family, how to proceed through this experience, and how to move and process the feelings that are coming up. Another place that there is a run on an increased demand on buying that I read about, because I didn't go through the actual experience, is guns and ammunition. That's a very different story, right? But it's the same impulse. It's the same desire to, how do I take care of myself? How do I take care of my family? How do I feel safe in this experience, right? You can see, you can feel when you look at those two strands, those two stories, that they are from the same impulse. They're trying to achieve the same thing, but they're a very different story about what may happen and how to take care of ourselves and how to navigate the world, what is important. So this is the story of storytelling. We have within ourselves a number of stories, as I said, and the card storytelling actually points to the fact that not only are there a number of stories, but we do have a choice about which story to follow, to keep dominant, to nourish, to allow to root. So this is a time right now to look within yourself and notice the stories that you're telling yourself in an objective, non-judgmental, and compassionate way towards yourself. What story are you telling yourself? And this card has come up in a number of readings I've done for clients recently, in like the last month and a half to 2 months. And so I think collectively that we are all being faced with the stories, not even necessarily about security, though I think that is coming up for everyone, but just the general story of how we navigate this world, what's important, who is important, how we are, who we are. And when I've been working with these clients, what has been coming up is that this is really a time, as I said to one of them really recently, where we get to choose to move our eggs from one basket, one strand of a story, to another basket, if we so choose. Collectively, as we consciously choose a story that feels more like perhaps loving, spacious, expansive, a garden, for example. As we move that into that sort of that higher vibration, we actually collectively change the outcome and the potential of our earth. Serious business, right? So, I mean, on a very deep metaphysical, kind of groovy, new agey level, this card also talks about parallel universes and parallel realities. So if you want to conceive it that way, is which earth are you getting on right now? Which earth do you want to get on? Do you want to get on, and this is no judgment, do you want to get on the guns model earth? You want to get on the garden model earth? Or do you want to be on any number of other kinds of stories? So that's it in a nutshell. Exciting times. This is going to be a very resonant card, at least for the spring to the fall equinox. Fall equinox, I think, is September 20th, something like that. So it's a 6-month period. And the spring equinox this is the reading for the spring equinox, and that is on this Thursday. So that is March 19th, something like that. I'm also, as an extra note, I'm also introducing a 6-month program that aligns us with the natural energies and the cycles of Earth using my earth energy process and the cards. It's called Finding Home. And it's in many ways about choosing the home that you want to be on. So I will put information about that below. And that will be starting, I'll start in talking to people about it in like the next month, and it's starting about April 15th. We're still working out details. So thank you so much again for listening, and send me any comments, subscribe to my YouTube channel, wherever that button is, hit notification bells so that you get a little notification in your email when I post something new, and take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.